Hey guys, it's IlonkaSims here, and I am back with the second part of my Fairytale castle build. I don't know why I had to think about that, but I did, so there you go. So first off, there's going to be another part. Furnishing this took a bit longer than expected because, well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I have no idea how to furnish a Fairytale castle. And at some point, I made like a room really modern, and I had to redo it, and it was something. But yeah, I'm not quite used to doing this kind of thing, so there will be another part because it just takes a bit longer than I'd expected. You can see me here already, just being like, how do I do fancy hallway flooring? I don't know. At this point, I'm also not quite sure what I stuck with because it's been a while. Also, it's been a while since the other part, I guess, but I've been away for the weekend, so for like a long weekend, so I didn't quite finish it. I did some more building than what you can see in this, hence that I know there will be another part. The building is almost finished. As soon as it is, there will be a download link in the description, as always. But yeah, it took a while. Let's just keep it at that. So yeah, this entryway I'm working on first because it makes sense, I suppose. I wanted to use some of the new curtains, but I don't know. They don't quite work well. So you have the ones that, let's say, cover up the entire window, and they go really dark. Like, we used to have this glitch that they fixed, and it seems to be back with these new curtains. So I end up using a lot of these base game ones, which apparently got some recolors with like the pre-Vampires update, which I didn't know about, but I noticed it when I was building, which is really nice actually. I love these kind of sneaky recolors that they sometimes put in. But yeah, I kind of struggled a bit. How do you build a Fairytale castle? I'm still not sure about it. But I just decided to use as much as possible from the new pack. And you can see me building here, and I go through, and it looks nice. And then I would go, this is really dark for a Fairytale castle. Like this. So I change it up to a lighter color. The blue works. We changed it to some darker flooring, which I think is quite nice. And it works with the lighter walls and lighter furniture and carpets and all that without making it too dark, I suppose. Combining some of the base game sofas and chairs, again, I'm pretty sure these are recolors that were added during the Vampires pack update, but I'm not sure. And combining that with one of the couches that came with the Vampire pack, which I think is, I don't know, it kind of works in a way. That I don't know how, but it does. Changing some of the colors. The new lights don't give the most light that they could. Not as much as they could, at least, but I kind of put a sneaky spotlight in there, and you don't really see it too much, but it's there to provide some extra light. I'm just changing the color of that light to make sure that it's not too like white. The spotlight light is a kind of bluish light. I don't know. It's weird, but it'll be fine. Of course, we put the organ in here because we need it in here. We have one outside, like the wedding area, but I figured we needed one inside as well. Putting in some paintings and decorations and just trying to think of what I could put in here. I put this book in there. I don't know what the book does, but it's there. And combining them with some of the other like really fancy looking paintings that we do have. Not sure which one I end up putting in. Did I put in a table? I think I wanted to, but then I realized that would block the door. So I had to put in a painting anyways, so yeah. And then this tiny room off to the side is kind of a library room. I wanted there to be a bigger library than this, but the castle is not as big as you'd expect it to be. So I kind of just made a tiny library, which is fine because let's face it, how often do you have Sims just sitting around reading a book anyways? Not that often, I think. Putting this one in here, which is... I love this thing because it's so versatile. It's a fairly simple kind of tiny library. There's some seats, there's some bookshelves, and that's about it, I think. You know, putting in some decorations, of course, but except for that, there's not so much. I put something on the wall there, I have no idea what, but I'm sure I've put something there. The cat painting, because it's my favorite painting in the game. If I ever have a lot of money, I'll get someone commissioned to make me that painting in real life, because it's cool. I like cats. There's, you know, it's a thing. And just putting some more decorations in this living room. It's kind of cluttered in a way, but like in a good way, I suppose. And then here this bathroom downstairs, I suppose. I really struggled trying to figure out what tiles to use on the walls. I do change them. I don't stick with these ones, but I think it will be in the next part that you'll see it. I didn't change them for the longest time, but I ended up changing them at some point because, like, even though these work, they also kind of are too modern. And yeah, here you can see what I said about the curtains just blacking out for some reason. I don't know why they do it. It's just a glitch thing. It sucks, but there's not much I can do about it. And here we have like the kitchen. A pretty damn big kitchen, but yeah, building this I was struggling, trying to figure out like, would there be servants in the castle or would there not be? And I really struggled with this. It's not so obvious, I think, but I really struggled with it. The kitchen is kind of built in a way that like a servant would be cooking, but at the same time the rest of the house isn't so much. There's no like servants' bedrooms, at least not obviously. I suppose you could say like there's one guest room that could be a servant's room as well. You know, use your imagination depending on what you want the story to be, if you want to play with this. But yeah, just a kitchen. It's a big kitchen. There's a table in there that has, like, supposedly you could use to chop up stuff, but I don't think that works in The Sims, unfortunately. I don't know. Just putting in some more decorations here. It's a kitchen. There's not much more to it than it's a kitchen. It looks a bit different from most of the kitchens that I built, but this entire thing looks different from what I built. It's really time I do another modern build soon, because I've been doing a lot of different things lately, which is enjoyable, but also, I don't know. I should do a modern build, at least. Trying to figure out some more decorations and things to put here on the shelves. I wish we had more things that could actually fit on shelves properly. But I suppose, you know, my imagination with other things will have to do. I'm looking for something to put on the wall here. I put in those plates because they kind of fit the aesthetic. Not something I usually use again, but they fit the aesthetic, so it's fine. And then this is our dining room area, which has a bar in there. Kind of hidden away, but kind of not. But this is kind of the idea I had when I was doing the layout, which I did off screen. That this area here, that is the area without the windows, let's say, that I would put a bar in there because, I don't know, I just felt like there should be a bar in here. Not necessarily with bar stools, but just a bar where you could go grab a drink, or at least maybe have someone there making drinks, again, depending on kind of on what kind of story you want to tell with servants and all that. Putting in, again, the base game, we call it curtains. And I really struggled with this room. The wallpaper was difficult to decide on, and I changed it from this, I think. Not sure, but I think I did. But yeah, it wasn't the easiest room to do. At this point I was kind of running out of ideas already for kind of what I could do. I wanted to use the wood, but at the same time I wasn't really feeling it. Did I go with that bar? I don't know. I might have changed it. I changed the light that's above the table to that because even if it's sized up, like, it still takes up a big chunk of space, but it's not right above the table, so you can still see the person sitting across from you. And oh my god, I struggled for so long trying to find something to put above the fireplace. If there is one thing I really want at this point in The Sims, it is a mirror that would fit nicely above the fireplace, like this one from the Outdoor Retreat pack, but it doesn't fit the aesthetic of most of the buildings that people do, because it's a very rustic kind of mirror. I need more mirrors that size that I can fit above the fireplace for different kinds of builds. You know, have like one modern one and one really fancy one that could fit this kind of build, and I'd be happy. But yes, I struggled with it again with like some other area. I had a fireplace. I don't know. I think I ended up putting the tapestry above it, but it was a real pain. Putting some paintings over here. I'm pretty sure some of the paintings will be repeated throughout the house. Yeah, deal with it. It's just the way it is. There's only so many fancy looking paintings that I could fit in nicely, I suppose. I'm putting in this room divider because it looked nice in a way. Putting some plants in here in the bar area. And I love what I did with the wine racks, where I put these other decorative cabinets kind of above them to make them look more fancy. It worked. It's not ideal, but it worked. And it just made it work a little bit. Work, yes. This is my word of the day. I do have to work today, so I suppose that kind of fits. Doing these outside areas, there isn't much to them. I have a bit of a seat over here. I will have another seat here and a chess table, because why not have a chess table, I suppose. Going with some of these nice fancy looking chairs. And that's about it, because we already did all the outside area. There wasn't much more I could think of to put in. Putting in some curtains in this area because it was needed. Looking around, I'll have to light up the outside at some point still, because it needs to look nice at nighttime as well, I think. And then I had this area. I kind of wanted that to be a seat like that, but obviously that doesn't quite work. But I ended up putting in some couches and it works in the end, I think. I wanted to go with purple because I like purple, but the purple wasn't working. Changed the curtains to match the other ones in the entry area. Put in this carpet. I made it pink. Very pink. Again, it works. Putting some flowers there. I suppose this is just like another area where you could sit and hang out with some people. There's a lot of those little areas. But basically what happened is this has 3 bedrooms on this level. And then the upstairs level, like the way top level, will be the, I guess, like kings and queens level. So there's their bedroom and bathroom and like an office slash sitting area. And since we got these new bassinets, I think they're called, cribs at least, like the children's, the not children's, the baby's cribs. I wanted to put in a nursery, which, I mean, again, if you don't like having a baby in the house, you might want to change it to something else, but it's just what I was thinking of doing. And I'll struggle for a bit trying to figure out what to do with the layout of this room. There's only so much you can really put in a nursery. And I've made some really good nurseries in the past. This isn't necessarily one of them. But I'll end up changing some of the things that I have here now, and it works a lot better, basically. And again, the curtain's kind of messed up, but there's not much I can do about it. I did put in a chair because in my head there should still always be a comfy chair in a nursery where you sit with your baby and just hold them or read to them or whatever it is that people do with kids. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, that's the thing. I was looking at it, and again, I wasn't feeling it. So I moved the crib over there, which helped a lot, I think. I really wanted to go with this green and pink color combination. I don't know why, but I did. And I figured let's make a fake changing table. So if you've never seen these before, you just put a dresser or something in there, and you put a one of those weird seats in there. And it works. I mean, it's nothing too amazing, but it works, and it made it feel a bit more like a proper room, I guess. So we have that. We have the crib, and we have a chair. We have the Fairytale castle dollhouse, because I didn't know what else to put on there. And it works, I think. Again, the curtains are blacked out, and I tried to fix it, but it didn't work, and it's just the way it is. Put a flower there, because why not? And I just went, it's not perfect, but it's still pretty nice, so just let's leave it like that and go do the bathroom. So all the rooms have an ensuite bathroom, which doesn't necessarily make the most sense for a nursery, but I assume if you play in this, then, you know, at some point the baby will grow up, probably really soon, because people don't like babies. But yeah, then an ensuite bathroom could be really nice. So this is the guest room slash really fancy servant's room slash whatever it is that you want it to be. And I actually really love how it turns out. The colors just ended up really working well. I had to change the layout from what it is now, though, because it wasn't really working too well for me. I ended up going with this greenish tone, and then combined with the red tone, like the red pinkish tone, which I think is really nice. Because I put in some of this wallpaper, right? And I found, initially I wanted to use this red one, which kind of matched the carpet. And then I found this green one, and it looks so good as a combination color. So I kind of just stuck with it. Putting in that painting, which again ties in with the carpet, and then having some hanging lights as instead of normal bedside table lights, I suppose. Wanted to put in a fireplace, but it didn't really fit. So, you know, putting in just a dresser and a mirror. I think I put a seat next to it just as a thing to have next to it. Other than that, I didn't really know what to put in there. This corner area that leads to the bathroom is a bit dark, but again, not much I could do about it, except putting a light on the wall. but it works. Putting in a flower, and as I said, putting in a bit of a seat, which works just fine, I think. And that's, I think, all I do to that room, but it works in the end. And then the bathroom is a red color theme, like the red and black, which is interesting, but it works. Having the sinks in proper counters instead of freestanding sinks, which is a bit different from the other bathrooms, but then again, this is a bit bigger than the rest was as well. I'm putting in a chandelier right at the far end at this wall because I need the light, and that's it apparently. So I will see you next time. Bye guys.